Samarkand. Let me bring in Shivani and Pranay on this. Pranay, Prime Minister Modi reiterating what he said in Samarkand, something that became part of the G20 document, something that has been part of multiple summits, that India is on the side of peace. This is not an era of war.
Absolutely, Maria, and this is not for the first time Prime Minister Modi has said this. He has reiterated what he said during his Samarkand meeting with President Vladimir Putin. And also, this is a bigger message to the world that those who say that India must take sides, India must choose sides. Look, India's side is already clear that India is on the side of peace. For every peace effort, for the global peace, India supports. This is the bigger message by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And also, if you see, this is a bigger message to the world also, that it is the India who always maintained, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who always maintained that, India is on the side of peace. And in fact, we always maintained that the solution to Russia-Ukraine conflict can only be drawn out on the table of negotiation. President Vladimir Putin, in his presence, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he reiterated the fact, and also President Vladimir Putin acknowledged the fact that he really appreciate the India's support and India's help in achieving the peaceful solution to the Russia-Ukraine conflict. So this is a bigger message to the world. Those who have been aiding and supporting Ukraine with arms, those who have been who wanted to divide the world into different camps and wanted India to take sides and choose camps. So this is a larger message coming out of the Hyderabad House.
It is that big message that goes out, Pranay, as Prime Minister Narendra Modi categorically said, India is not neutral. India is on the side of peace. And peace through dialogue, Shivani, has been India's constant effort. That unless Russia and Ukraine talk to each other. So what is Europe doing? Europe is arming Ukraine with longer range missiles. Is that the road to peace? And the Prime Minister very clearly says peace, that peace efforts, dialogue that's happening, recent efforts indicating that talks when Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff were in Moscow, perhaps that's the road to peace now.
Certainly, Gaurav, see, India always stands by the side of peace, and that's what has been reiterated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi when he's meeting the counterpart from Russia, the Russian president. And remember, since 2022, when the Russia-Ukraine war had started, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Russian president have held several phone conversations along with the personal meetings, and every time the solution of this war was the agenda, especially from Indian side. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been reiterating on the dialogue as the important solution for this war, because whenever India chooses, it chooses the human interest and peace. It's the land of Mahatma Gandhi that has also been reiterated once again by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So India in last few years, it has always spoken for peace. It also maintains its relationship with Russia and Russian president. But yes, it has always been saying that we are not neutral, but we are at the side of peace. And when he's meeting today the Russian president at the Hyderabad House, once again the Russia-Ukraine war remains a very important key agenda of these talks, to find a solution, to go for peace, to find interest of the human beings is the foremost priority of India, and that has been maintained at all times.
Putin also acknowledging that he has shared Ukraine peace settlement details with India, that role of India is crucial here. And I'm going to use the words that Prime Minister Modi has used. He said, Bharat ka paksh shanti ka hai. Sandeep Unnithan, something that he said in Samarkand, something that he reiterated today, and has also been part of the leaders' declaration of G20.
Well, Maria, India's role in the Russia-Ukraine war from the very beginning, from 2022, has been very consistent. India has always been on the path of, has emphasized the path of dialogue, diplomacy, and de-escalation. And this has come out several times over the last couple of years. Prime Minister Modi, of course, very famously said a few years back, where now is not the time for war. And now he is actually he's emphasized India's role in peacemaking, in ensuring that there is an amicable peace settlement in Europe between Russia and Ukraine, and the fact that the fighting should not go on. He has emphasized, he's called out the need for peace repeatedly. And this has been our path. We've been very consistent. And India is a country that has both good relations with both the Russian Federation and Ukraine. And Prime Minister Modi has traveled to both countries. He has actually given aid, humanitarian aid to both sides, both Russia and to Ukraine, to emphasize the need that they need to stop the fighting and come to an amicable settlement. And the fact is that today, most of the major powers are in favor of an amicable settlement to the Russia-Ukraine war. It's the longest war of the 21st century. But there are some powers in Europe who don't want the fighting to end. They see this as an opportunity to inflict costs and punishment on Russia. And that is one of the reasons that this peace process, which President Trump has been pushing, you need to give credit to him. He has pushed a radical plan as well for peace between Russia and Ukraine. And the biggest hurdle for that is some countries in Europe who are unwilling to allow...
So the spotlight very clearly, Sandeep, should be on these countries. Are they actually egging this war on? Instead of peace, are these countries that should be in the spotlight? The question should be asked of these countries when they advocate longer range missiles for Ukraine. Are they advocating that this war go on endlessly?